What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday Momentum. I hope that you are well. I hope that you are excited about this brand new week, this full week that we have ahead of us. I'm excited about it. Once again, my name's Torian Scott. For those of you who do not know who I am, of course you know who I am because you're on my page, okay, right? But I'm excited to be with you. And listen, I'm excited because this is a brand new week full of opportunities, full of expectations, full of great things. If you believe it, put in the comments, I do. Hey, listen, let me know what city you are claiming right now. And the reason why I say let me know what city you're claiming is because there's some people that live in a city but don't claim the city. You know, there's some people that live in a specific area of town but don't claim that set of that I said that set that place of town. So wherever you are from, put it in the comments, and I'm excited to be able to shout you out. And listen, this is Monday Momentum, but we also do prayer. And so at the very end, we're going to pray for people. So if you want prayer for anything, please put the prayer emoji and then put your prayer request in the comments for us. If it's something that is a very personal matter, or something of that nature, please go ahead and DM me, except if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you get DM me, so I won't see that particular comment. So, but those of you on Facebook, please go ahead and DM me. If it is a personal matter, you don't want anybody to know about it, that's totally fine. I'll keep that prayer request 100% anonymous. In that way, we still get a chance to pray for you, and God knows who you are, which is good. So, hey, listen, today I am going to ask you a huge, huge question. Okay. Are you ready for this question? Are you ready for this question? I don't know if you're ready for this question. If you're ready for this question, put yeah. If you're ready for the question, put yeah in the comments. Okay. What's up, Holly? Good to see you. Holly's calling not calling, watching all the way from Wildemar. What's up, Holly? If you're ready for this, just put yeah. Okay. If you're ready for this, put yeah. Okay. Now this one's going to hit you where it hurts. Okay. This one is going to really challenge you. Okay. It's going to challenge you. You ready for this? Okay. What is your excuse? That's the question. What is your excuse? You know, there's a lot of people that have excuses about things. I remember growing up, of course, I'm always having, some type of story about me growing up. But I remember growing up, and I remember I wanted to actually go out for a specific team, right? Want to go out for a specific team, and it was the basketball team, right? Basketball team in junior high. And I'm telling you, there's people on the team that were bigger than me. I mean, some people had mustaches and full goatees. I'm talking about in 8th grade, okay? And I wanted to go after the team, but the reality is I didn't think that I was good enough. I didn't think that I was tall enough. I didn't think that I was strong enough. And so I didn't think I was athletic enough. And so I decided not to go out for the team, and I missed out on that opportunity. And the reality is I did not get a chance to experience what it felt like to play junior high basketball. Instead, you know what I did? I went to football. Now, football, I started off in junior high in 7th grade playing football. And I just thought that, that's a good fallback, for me just to, stay where I was and just kind of be. But I really loved the game of basketball. I really didn't know anybody in football. But of course, growing up, Michael Jordan was the dude, right? And then, of course, in Houston, we had that one stint during 94 and 95, I believe, in 96. I don't know if it was 96. I think it was 93, 94, 95. That, we had a three-peat. And so, anyways, basketball was my thing, but I did not go after basketball because I had the excuse that I wasn't good enough. And, the thing about excuses is that when you use one excuse, it's very easy for you to use it again, isn't it? And I found that in my life growing up, that there's times where I would just fall back on specific comfortable places because I did not have the confidence that I needed in order to move forward. And I know that that's my story, but what's your story? And the excuses that you use. What's the excuse that you have for not writing the book? What's the excuse that you're using for not starting the business? What is the excuse that you're using that you're not on time? What's the excuse that you're using that you're not able to get ahead? What's the excuse that you're using? That's the question. Here's a quote that I found that I thought was really exciting and really great. It says 99% of the failures come from people who have the habit of making excuses. Think about this. 99% of the failures come from people who have the ability of making excuses. You will never know how successful you can be if you use an excuse. You'll never know how amazing your life could turn out if you use an excuse. You will never know how amazing childhood and bearing kids and going out on that date will be if you use an excuse. And I gotta let you know, excuses keep us from greatness. Let me tell you something. Excuses keep us from greatness. I can't tell you how many times I've used an excuse. Oh, I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough education, or I don't have enough connections in order to do that. And I remember, utilizing that way too many times. And finally, I just decided, you know what? I don't care what I don't have. I don't care if I don't have the right connections. I don't care if I don't have the right pedigree. I don't care if I don't have the right whatever. I'm going to do it anyway. You know, I'm always going to talk about moving here to California, right? My California story. Listen, there are so many excuses that I could have used and we could have used. Hey, the market's not right. Hey, we can't sell our house. Hey, you know, I don't have a job in California yet. Hey, I don't know anyone. And guess what? Every excuse that I could have used, this is what happened. God made up the difference. God made up the difference. Whatever excuse I could use, he made up that difference. Whatever I did not have, he became more than sufficient in that area for me. So excuses keep us from greatness or experiencing the fullness of what God has for us. And so where do excuses come from? Excuses come from a few different places. I'm going to teach you this real quick. Number one, a lack of knowledge. When you don't know something, it's very easy for you to make an excuse. You don't know how things are going to turn out, when you don't know how many people are going to be there, when you don't know if a person likes you. It's a lack of knowledge. And the reality, so many people miss out on lack of knowledge. And I remember one of the things that my mentor told me some years ago. He said, you know, ignorance is old fashioned. He said, you know, the Bible says my people are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge. But he says, you got to finish that verse. You can't just, it's like Hosea 4:6. You can't just read that verse and then think that it's over. Actually, you know, I'm a teacher, so let me just go to it really quick. I don't have it on here, but Hosea 4:6, here it is right here. It says this, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because, look at this, you have rejected knowledge. See, most people have a lack of knowledge, but it's because they are rejecting knowledge. They're not doing what they know to do in order for them to get the knowledge that is needed. Some people say, I don't take all that, or I don't have to do all of that. No, sometimes you do have to do all of that. You need to investigate before you participate. You need to get into the weeds of what is possible for you. You need to look at other people's lives and see what they've done. You know, the idea that you have to start the business, the idea that you have to write the book, the idea that you have to start the ministry, the idea that you have to be the first one in your entire family that will become that desire, that calling, that dream that you have. Let me tell you something. Someone else has already done it. And most people just say, oh, that's them. They had it all together. They had a silver spoon. They had it, they had this, they had that. Well, let me tell you, maybe they had those things, but you have something too. And you got to look around in your life to find out what you do have so that you can use that so that you can move forward. Okay. The second thing that people do when it comes down to excuses come from comparison. Comparison. You make the excuse not to go after the job because maybe somebody else already had it or somebody else got rejected from it. And what you got to understand about comparison is that when you're comparing yourself against someone, you're comparing what you know about you to what you don't know about the other person. Just let that sink in. You are comparing what you know about you to what you don't know about the other person. You don't know what they did in order to get there. You don't know how many, and we could go into the negative, right? You don't know how many, tricks they did in order to get there. You don't know how many deals they made in order to get there. And there's the good part. You don't know what sacrifices they made in order to get there. You don't know what tears they had to shed in order to get there. You don't know what hardships they had to make it through in order to get there. And so when you compare yourself against someone, you are comparing what you know about you to what you do not know about the other person. And you got to be careful with that. Because if you don't know what they went through, don't discount what you must go through in order for you to get to another level of success as well. Okay. Number 3, the reason why people make excuses because the fear of failure. I remember before we started the church, I'm going to be very real and honest with you. Okay. Before we started the church, I was on staff at another at another church, and it's doing well, exciting, having the time of my life. Just, I mean, love the place, love the people, love the leadership. I mean, 100% just in love with this place. Like, this is a dream. It's a dream come true. And I remember I was wrestling with, starting a church, because it meant, man, here we go again, like starting from zero again, starting with nothing again. And I was scared. And I was scared because, like, what if I mess up? You know, what if I what if I get to this place and I just ruin people's lives? And it's not about people. Well, okay, here we are once again. Man, I'm